Hi everyone. In this demo, we have brought AI-powered care contact center capabilities where Ness has brought together multiple solutions and deep learning-based algorithms to enhance the capabilities of call center agents and that are not normally available right now. So take a scenario where there is a customer who is not happy with the billing amounts that they're receiving, and they have called Nest Telecom multiple times, but they are not able to get a resolution. Every time they ask for a call back, the agent is not able to call them back because this capability does not exist in the call center. So we will see that after implementing this solution from Ness, how the call center's agents' capabilities are enhanced and how they are able to resolve the customer's problem and also reduce their uh, likelihood of churning. So let's go ahead. I'm going to open this interface to recap. The scenario is that the customer is has got a billing issue and they want to speak to an agent because they are already irate from their previous conversations. So let's say they are going to try speak to an agent. The chatbot asks for a name. Let me provide my name here. Now, as you can see with the name itself, the chatbot is able to look up the records and find out the likely phone number to call back. And now you can provide an alternate phone number as well. So I'm going to provide that here. And this will enable a callback to my phone number. So this is a capability that the solution has provided. Uh, let's say enter. Now, uh, it also asks what is the reason for your call? What do you want to talk about? And this is so that the right kind of agent is allocated or associated with this customer to resolve the problem. Normally, if you recall, such a capability or such discussion or dialogue happens as part of IVRs where the customer is calling. We have brought this functionality forward and the customer is providing this functionality upfront. So that way, the matching of the agent is happening outside of real time essentially. So let's say billing, and we will see that the algorithm also has a capability to predict the most likely reason of the call. So even if the customer doesn't provide billing here, based on the history, it will be able to predict that the most likely reason of the call for this customer is a billing dispute. So let's say billing. Okay. As you can already hear, there is a call coming in. So I'm going to answer that. That's our callback. All right, so we are going to reduce this volume from the call, and I'm going to switch to the agent's desktop now because that's where the call is being received. Uh, all right, so as you can see, there is an incoming call coming. Let me reduce the volume even further. Now, as I click on this button here, it shows me the details of the call, that this is incoming call, and it also shows me the details of the customer. So I'm calling as a customer, that's my phone number, that's my email ID. As you can see, that predicted reason for a call is seeking resolution for ongoing billing dispute. Now, even if the reason was not provided in the previous screen, the algorithm has predicted that this customer is calling due to a billing dispute. So let's see in the call history, what the customer has called in the previous times, and obviously they have called for resolving their billing dispute. Let us refresh it real quick and see, yes, billing inquiry, billing inquiry. Now, also on the right side, you will see that there is a not so happy face here. This is sentiment analytics that happens in real time and based on the keywords the customer has used, the tone of the voice, And this tool is able to provide the capability where an online sentiment analytics can be performed. So let's click on this. You would be able to see customer call to complain that no one from billing contract team has called back, very unhappy. So as you can see, the customer was really unhappy when they called the second time. Now, as they requested a call back, the experience became a little better when they received the call back, and they didn't have to explain all the details all over again. So somebody has already taken care of that part, and they're feeling a little better, but it's still an angry customer nonetheless. Now, if you look at these two boxes here, you can see the sentiment analysis is medium, which means the customer is, you know, more unhappy than happy. The bottom indicator here is the churn score. So this customer has a 65% propensity to churn, which means that they are very likely to churn today because of the ongoing billing dispute. Now, how does the call center agent retain this customer? If you look at the right side, there are recommended actions. And these recommended actions are reverse a month's charge or move the customer to unlimited data plan. So depending on the situation the customer was in, they were being uh, they were using the data plan much more than they had subscribed to, and because of that, there was an overage in billing. Now, to retain the customer, the agent can provide a month's charge reversal for the extra billing. That way the customer is going to feel better, and then propose them to move to a higher bill rate plan, which is unlimited data. So that way their uh, issue of using extra data will be resolved. So let us implement this reverse a month's charge, and let's see the impact on the customer sentiment and their churn score. Obviously, this is going to make the customer happy, and based on the real-time sentiment analytics, this sentiment analysis and the churn score should update as the call is going on. And there we go. So these couple of actions have essentially put the customer into a very low churn category, which is 30%, and also the sentiment of the customer has evolved to a positive experience. And now the customer has a low likelihood to churn. Now, not only this, if you look at the right side, there are additional suggestions available as well. You can move the customer to friends and family plan. You can give them one-time discount as an incentive to move the friends and family plan, which is again a higher rate plan. So to summarize, this was an angry customer. They wanted to speak to an agent. The agents were not able to call them back, and they had to explain the situation every single time. So the chatbot provided a capability for the agent to call back to the customer. The customer was calling about the billing scenario. The predicted reason for the call was predicted as a billing dispute. Much more details were available in the call history. The sentiment was available to the call center agent, and there were next best course of action available to retain the customer based on the churn score and their call history, using which the call center agent was able to implement those retention actions and change the sentiment of the customer and also improve the churn score of the customer. So this way, the overall customer experience with the services has gone up tremendously, and the propensity to churn has gone down significantly,